I had been in the blind for probably 8 to 9 hours when all of a sudden a buck starts angling my way. He crosses a dirt track road and literally starts making a scrape right in the road. I'm going nuts because he's looking right at the cattle tank in front of me. This buck slowly starts working his way into my tank. Even though earlier I had a doe that looked like she was going to come in and ended up veering off, this buck looks like he wants to come into this water. I just need him to come in close enough for me to get a shot with this longbow. The buck comes in and my heart's pounding. He gets in about 50 to 75 yards and he's staring at the water. Well, as he's staring at the water, I'm going nuts up there. I'm like, oh man, Fred, you got this longbow. I wish I had my recurve. And I'm like, I'm already starting to question my choice in weapons. And I'm holding on to the longbow and I'm going, all right, Fred, you got to pick a spot. If this buck comes in, you got to pick a spot. I'm trying to calm myself down mentally, physically. I'm trying to control my breathing. I'm like, it's an antelope. You've been here before, but this is what I love about bow hunting. Sometimes it's hard to actually control your emotions. And I was really trying hard to control mine. This buck kept closing the gap, and as he's closing the gap, I'm going nuts. Not only am I going nuts because this antelope's getting closer, but also because I'm trying to record myself harvesting this antelope. I've got one camera behind me, I've got another camera in front of me, so besides trying to shoot this antelope, I'm also trying to turn the camera to keep the antelope in the frame and make sure that he's lined up, so I've got a lot going on. The antelope gets closer and closer, and finally he gets a little under 20 yards. He's almost perfectly broadside, maybe slightly quartering away. I thought, this is it. You gotta just pick a spot. I pick a spot right at the crease of his shoulder. I draw back the longbow, and when I let the string go, it was the coolest feeling in the world, and every bow hunter can relate to it. I literally watched my feathers disappear right at the hair I was looking at.
Got him. I smoked him.
I could not have been more excited. As soon as I saw the arrow blow through, I knew it was a perfect shot. I was so proud of myself. I was excited, and I looked and watched as this antelope bolted off. I grabbed the camera and pointed it at him, and he kind of made a half circle and dropped. I was beside myself. I had just done something I'd never done before. I had harvested a beautiful antelope, and I'd done it with a longbow.
I just got him with my longbow. That is how you shoot an antelope with a longbow. He came right in, he stood there. This buck stood there. This is so cool. Look at that. With my longbow, shaking like crazy, 17 yards. Whack, whack. Easton, look at that. Easton traditional axis, the Muzzy Phantoms, and I am shaking so bad right now. That is only the second animal I've ever harvested with a longbow. I said I was gonna try and take one with a longbow. I was gonna try and shoot a doe earlier. A doe came by, I was like, oh, I'll take a doe, no problem. Doe's awesome, doe's perfect. I'm only a couple feet, I'm literally less than 6 feet off the ground. I'm at a water hole right here. I'm Fred Eichler, you're watching Easton Bowhunting, and I just whacked a beautiful antelope with a longbow. I'm gonna grab one of my guides, I'm gonna have him come out here and video this recovery. You've got to see this beautiful antelope. This is so awesome. I'm so excited. You know, bow hunting's all about first. It's about excitement. I can't talk. It's all about excitement. And that was quite the adrenaline rush. What I'm talking about. Whack! Look at that. Look at that beautiful antelope. I am so excited. You know, I have not shot a lot with antelope. Only other thing I've shot with an antelope, I can't even talk. The only other thing I've shot with a longbow was a goat in Hawaii, and it was a feral goat. But this is a beautiful antelope, quick, clean kill. He's got big, huge cutters, big curves over, just a beautiful antelope. And I am so excited with that buck. You can see the blood coming out the nose. Just a perfect shot, literally. The arrow went where I was looking. Shooting the Easton Axis traditional, and literally that arrow went exactly where I was looking, and I just could not be more excited. Again, with my longbow. Pretty dang cool. And I'll tell you, there's no adrenaline rush like shooting something with traditional equipment. Don't get me wrong, I get excited and I love hunting with a bow. I like shooting stuff with with pistols and rifles. I hunt coyotes and predators. I love it all. But I'll tell you what, you pick up a traditional bow, and whether that's a recurve or a longbow, and you shoot an animal with it, and no sights, no pins, no release, and you put an arrow exactly where your eye's looking, it doesn't get a whole lot better than that.